right, so I'm just going to pin myself, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Hi,
Oh,
everyone. Here we are. It's me, Kisma. It's been a while since I've done anything of a public gathering. Of course, there's been smaller private events and activities going on, but this is the first time in, I would say, over a year that I've worked with the public. So I'm so appreciative that you've come. And I do want to just say, for those of you who might view this after our live togetherness, happy solstice to each one of you. All right, so I just want to start off by sharing some information with you because I do, of course, have an agenda for today. I want to start off with an open welcome and a reflection for the summer solstice art gathering, because that's what this is. So I officially and personally want to welcome you, beautiful beings. Welcome to this sacred circle where creativity meets the turning of the earth. All right. And today, of course, we're honoring the summer solstice, the longest day, the fullest light, the radiant heart of the year. And we're still within the energy of that, even though the arc, the pie in the sky hit yesterday. But as artists, you're here or you're viewing this because you feel deeply connected to rhythm, to season, to change. And that's really important to take a look at, because the solstice reminds us to pause, right? To pause for just a moment, to stretch toward the sun and to ask ourselves, what is ready to shine through me? That's what the solstice is all about. I mean, in ancient times, this day was a celebration of abundance, of warmth, growth, vitality. And so today, let us honor our inner abundance, the beauty we carry, the dreams we nurture, the stories waiting to be painted, sung, written, danced. Okay, so this is not just a seasonal shift, it's an invitation to bloom boldly, to
hmm.
honor our creative fire, and to trust that what we've been quietly tending in
Hmm.
the shadows, it's now ready to rise into the light. So that's the imagery I'm inviting you to hold. So I welcome you. I welcome all parts of you, even your bionic parts. I welcome your joy, your creations, your questions, your longing, your play. Today, not only to bring it to the circle that we're standing in or we're gathered in, but to also bring it to the page or to the canvas, to bring it into this space and your space, the space of your life right now. And may this gathering be a reflection of your own luminous becoming, because we're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always moving into a new state of becoming. So let's begin by taking 3 breaths together. And I'm going to bring us into gallery view while we do this, because I always feel when we breathe together, we do it together. Okay? So just focus on the natural flow of your breath right now. And as you begin to follow the flow of your breath, as you're breathing in just your natural rhythm. And you're adding to it the awareness that we're in that summer solstice, lightness of being. Let's take in a nice full breath of abundance. So just breathe it in. And as you exhale, you're sharing your abundance with us and with the world. And let's take in the abundance of vitality that's available to us at this summer solstice. So breathe in abundant vitality deeply and fully. And as you share it, as you exhale, you're sharing it not only with each other, but with your life, your world. And as we take a third breath, let us breathe in the full light of the summer solstice sun. Breathe that light in fully and deeply, allowing it to fully illuminate you, to shine, shine, shine with that sunlight. And as you exhale, you're sharing your light with the world. And just rest here a moment and allow your awareness maybe to go into your heart space or into your sacred center, wherever you feel called to place that summer solstice energy. And just open as I share a blessing, a summer solstice blessing. Let the light kiss you, and let the light kiss your hands as you create. Let the golden breath of summer stir your spirit awake. You are in a bloom, in full expression, a fire of joy, a whisper of wonder, a sunlit soul becoming. Welcome the season. Welcome the spark. Welcome to the art that lives in your heart. And open now in the quietness within you to your own personal summer solstice blessing as I go quiet for a minute. And embrace that blessing, even if it's just one word or an image or a sentence or a whole book of reality. Bless, bless, blessings of the summer solstice upon each one of us privately as well as a group. And allow your awareness to come to the back of your closed eyelids if your eyes are closed. And as you open your eyes, as maybe you feel moved to share your blessing, your personal blessing with us, you can either write it into our chat or you can raise your hand if you'd like to say it out loud, if you'd like to add your vibration, the sound of your voice to our sacred circle. So I'll share mine. You never know what comes when we go into that opening, that space of opening and receiving from spirit. But what came from me was friendship. I was really happy about that. Friendship. We're women of age. I'm going to elaborate on that just a moment. We're women of age right here. And I think that's one of the things we come into really valuing. Who are our friends? You know, where do we share friendship? And even if my dad, my dad who was Romani, who was Romanian Gypsy, he always told me as a little girl, Kisma, it doesn't matter how many acquaintances you know, how many friends you have, because they're just in your circle. But what matters most is if you have one true friend, you're wealthy. You're a wealthy person. And I've held that my entire life. So I've not ever been about the big group, the large numbers. I've always been about the small and intimate. So it's perfect that our summer solstice and my return to a public arena kind of is small and intimate. So thank you for that.
I was thinking along similar lines, Kisma, about the notion of community and being part of a small group, an intimate group, is really exciting, I think, for me because it gives you an opportunity to really get to know people and see what they're about and share what you're about. And so that's what came to me when you were talking before.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And I was thinking of the warmth of family and with what we're talking about, friends blossoming in the summer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And family is ultra important. I mean, especially the family members who are open to sharing life with us, because we all have family members who, when was the last time you saw them? Right? Yeah. So valuing that friendship too, because family friendship is ultra important too, right? Yeah. Yeah. So here we are, blessed with the solstice light. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be creating together, right? And I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm not going to actually have a camera on my workspace, okay? Because this isn't a class, is it? This is a coming together in joy, in celebration of the solstice. We're friends, we're community. We've chosen to be here and share ourself with one another for just a short space and time today. It'll fly by quickly. We'll be saying, have a great rest of your Saturday very soon. And so I would like to, and that was a hard decision to make, not to show my camera on my workspace, but it's about what comes from within. It's about what's speaking to you, what's flowing out of you. And I know sometimes when we're looking at someone else creating art, we tend to feel two things. And I could be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong in this, but it's just a natural. We start to look at what they're doing and we think, should I be doing something like that? Should I be doing that? I wasn't thinking of doing that. I wasn't feeling to do that, but that's what they're doing, and they're the host. So maybe I should be doing that. Okay. So it starts to take a little control. And I'm not guiding you to do anything other to create the celebration in your heart of solstice, of summer solstice. And the second reason why I made that decision was because sometimes we begin to judge our own work. if we're watching someone create art. Wait, how did they get that so quickly? How did they do that? How did that happen, so effortlessly? And then we go, oh, and we judge. We become a critique. And I'm learning that coming together, unless it's a specific class to learn something specific, that we need to completely eradicate any opportunity for self-judgment and critiquing. Okay. And besides, I'm hoping that we'll chitter chatter, that we'll have some talkings and sharings. And I've got a couple of questions I'll pop out there. We can discuss it. And they're all about summer solstice and the vibe of summer solstice. So they'll continue to feed our soul maybe as we're creating. We can go into silence. I'm not using music because there's so many, with all the Zoom stuff, everything's so copyright heavy now. I don't want to even remotely worry about copywriting anybody's music. So here's what we're doing. I'm going to take you on a very, very simple and short guided visualization. And in the guided visualization, I'll be asking you a series of 3 questions just to allow that energy and answer to flow into you. Don't worry, because after we're done, we'll come right out of that visualization. And if you have something notes where you can write down, or you want to write it right onto your page or your journal or whatever, I'm going to present those 3 questions again with you out of reflecting on what came through during the visualization and jotting it down, not to edit, not to add or take away, but just to hear it again, and then just to refresh by writing down what came. So it's right there in front of you. Okay. What we hear in visualization is the pure whisper of spirit. What happens when we have opened eyes and we answer a question is dictated by self. Okay. So I just want to keep that spirit around you. And when I say spirit, I think you all know I mean goddess energy, right? Because I'm of the divine feminine ilk. And not that I'm just going to stop right there. And I will put an image up on I'll share my desk with an image so that as you're in the guided visualization, you're just going to see those words. Okay. And then we'll come out. Does everybody feel okay about this? You feel ready to begin? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to desk share. So the way, I can do it real quick. So let me pin me. I'm going to start the focus mode again. So you're only going to see me. Okay. Which means you will only see what I'm sharing. Okay. You won't see each other. All right. And so now you should be seeing a little image. That's all you're seeing, correct?
Yes.
Summer solstice, create, shine, become. That's my blessing for us. So go ahead and settle in as we do this summer solstice guided visualization. Okay, and relax into your chair the best you can. And take a gentle cleansing breath. And close your eyes now, dear ones. Close your eyes and just let the noise of the world fall away, like petals drifting from a summer bloom, from cherry blossoms, from wisteria, from azaleas, from whatever blossom comes into your mind. Petals just drift around you. And take a gentle, deep breath, just your natural breath. and another. And imagine you are standing barefoot in a golden field, warmed by the gentle touch of the solstice sun. Imagine, visualize, perceive. And the air is soft and fragrant, filled with the scent of wildflowers, fresh earth, and possibility. And you feel it. This is a day of light, of promise, of full creative bloom. Above you, the sun is at its highest, high in the sky, not harsh, but radiant. A generous light that sees all of you, your beauty, your bravery, your becoming. Now picture yourself holding a simple journal or a small canvas or a blank page, a piece of watercolor paper. This is your sacred space. This is your summer solstice art celebration. And it is waiting for your heart to speak down your arms and through your hands. But first, the essence of the summer solstice sun wishes to whisper questions inside of you. And just listen to the answers that come gently, not forced, not rushed. Trust what comes, maybe as images, maybe as feelings, maybe as a single word wrapped in gold. Trust whatever arrives. There is no right way, only your way. I will share these questions again, so just relax into them now. What are you ready to shine into the world now? What are you ready to shine into the world now? What has been quietly growing within you that's now ready to bloom? What has been quietly growing within you now ready to bloom? What do you want to nourish this summer with your time, your energy, your art, your care? What do you want to nourish this summer with your time, your energy, your art, your care? Now, bring your attention to your heart and feel the warmth of this solstice sun glowing inside it, inside you, igniting your heart center with creativity, with courage, with joy. Let it expand. Let it travel down your arms, both arms, into your hands, imbuing them with the essence of all that you are and have received and open to as you prepare to create. Feel this energy pooling in the palm of your hands. If you need to move your hands, wiggle your fingers, clutch your hands into fists. Yes, not negative fists, but just to feel the pulsation of life in them. Bring your hands together, holding your hands together, rubbing them, letting them open into creative tools of art. Creative tools of art. And gently bring your awareness to the back of your own eyelids. And when you're ready, begin to gently blink your eyes open, allowing your awareness to come back into this space. And as you return to this space, that golden field is still within you. The summer solstice light is still with you. The whispers you received from those 3 questions are very, very present. And as you fully blink your eyes open and your vision returns to our space and our time, I will say each question again, providing with a minute of space to jot the answers down. Now, I want to share something with you. I'm going to share my desktop again because what I'm inviting you to use is this. So are you ready? I am inviting you, if you printed this out, that this is what you use to record the answers from those 3 questions down onto. If you didn't print it out from the handout, it's okay, no stress. But this is the purpose of this solstice intention handout for each of you. All right, so if you're feeling ready, let us begin. Now remember, don't change what was originally received. Don't edit. Don't add to, don't delete. Stay true to the soul whisper that came through you, okay? All right, here we go. What are you ready to shine into the world now? What are you ready to shine into the world now? Okay. What has been quietly growing within you that's now ready to bloom? And what do you want to nourish this season with your time, your energy, your art, your care?
Isma, could you say that again?
Yes. What do you want to nourish this season in summer with your time, your energy, your art, your care? So, as I open us up into our creative time now, um, I think it would be really nice, but you don't have to, if we kind of look at these three questions again and talk about them and share them, and you've got your original whisper down, and writing the whisper answer is one thing, but now as we create, because that's what you're putting into your creation, these soul answers, right? You're putting these into your creation. This becomes your summer intention, really. And if it goes beyond summer, which it probably will, that's awesome. That's awesome, right? But let's explore what the avenues are and what it fully means. Okay. And you don't have to share them. You do not have to share them, just so you know. I do not want you to feel like you have to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a timer for 30 minutes so that we begin to create. And in that 30 minutes, sharing and talking about the summer solstice and just summertime in general and what it all means for us, and taking a look at these questions, looking at what our answers were and what that really means for us. And does that sound good? You feel good? Yeah. If anybody needs to stand up, oh, excuse you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. If anyone needs to stand up and just move around for a minute or two and feel that energy flowing inside of you before you begin to create, that's awesome. If anyone needs to run to the bathroom, for a bio break real quick, feel free to. Um, and of course, we're just setting up. Your space might already be set up and prepared, but I'll wait a few minutes before actually jumping into a conversation. Okay. All right. Here we go. So I think you can still see me over here and hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not that far away. I'm not that far away. So as soon as Lauren comes back, um, we'll begin our summer solstice discussion.
I'm back.
You're back. So I thought one of the first things that it would be fun to just share is what the summer solstice has meant to you personally, like how you've always shared it. Is it a new focus for you? Is it something you've been doing for a while? What presence has it had in your life up to now?
Mm.
I mean, for me, summer solstice has so many layers of meaning to it. Of course, with my woman spirituality background, dancing in summer solstice together has been probably a regular yearly activity for since the early 80s, and then it became something a little more. It became a time when we would travel, when I'd take fairy dance tours, people on sacred pilgrimage to Ireland, right? And it was at the hill of Knockanya, which is summer solstice. She's the goddess of love and fertility in Ireland, that I received the blessing that I would become pregnant and have a child because I had been having difficulty. And I had to make a pledge. She exacted a pledge in exchange for the fertility, which was that before his second year, or before my child's second year, I would need to bring him or her to her shrine out on the land and present my child to her. And then I had Tristan and my son Tristan, which was, I went home and I was pregnant. I mean, I had obviously been pregnant before I went, but I had the pregnancy test and it was confirmed I was pregnant. And when Tristan was 18 months old, we took him to Knockanya, and presented him. And so summer solstice has always been a really important time since 94 for me. So what about you? What is going on with both of you for summer solstice?
I've never celebrated the solstice per se, but I'm a summer person. I love heat. I hate winter and cold. I suffered back east. I suffered SAD,
Oh,
which,
yeah.
depression in the winter. So to have, which is cured by light. So to have the light be there all the time is such a blessing.
Yeah. Did you get into St. John's wort at all with regards to your SADs?
I used a light,
Light,
light degree.
light therapy?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
which started when I was working a job, a midnight shift. So I was getting very little sunlight. And that's when I actually had built for me a huge light with fluorescent tubes in it.
Wow, very cool. And that worked.
Yeah.
So my sister who's passed, she had SADS, and I I introduced her to the St. John's wort, and she began to take the herbal capsules of it. And it during the winter, hers was kind of a springy, more spring, because it doesn't always mean the full season of winter. I mean, each SADS will go into their main area of like when they really hit bottom with it. And so she found hers was the late winter, early spring when she'd go in it. And so she started taking the St. John's wort at that time of year, and it lifted her out of it. It was pretty amazing. But then during the summer, when the sun really started to come out, she would stop taking it, and only now and then have an episode. Like if
Uh-huh.
because June gloom in California is really for people who have SADs. I mean, do you experience anything with SADs during like when we have, because this year from January until just recently we've had overcast, cold days, but maybe not where you're located, Angela.
Well, here I get enough sun. I I don't have the sad in the winter.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're
That
inland a
when
little.
I lived back east mainly.
Yeah, yeah. She was in Oklahoma. She was in Oklahoma. Yeah, you know what's so interesting about summer solstice is how so many people out in the general public go, "It's the first day of summer." It's like, well, no, it's called midsummer. We're astrologically, agriculturally, um, you know, planetarily, right? We're at midsummer. Um, but those of us who work with the rhythms of the earth and the cycles of the seasons, the will of the year, we have flown in. Our life has become incorporated with that calendar. Um,
Right.
yeah, and so there's a whole different emphasis on life. So we're always ahead. We're the what do you call the people who are always ahead of the rest? We're the
Trendsetters.
yeah, we're the trendsetters. What about you, Lauren?
Well, I haven't really celebrated the solstice, but I always sort of mark the date as a turning point in the year, um, in general, And it's the time to, you know, to really kind of start anew and um, see the different things on the earth coming out and blooming, yourself blooming. I kind of look at it that way.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a change of attitude, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's kind of that. I mean, I enjoy the winter,
Mhm.
but I so enjoy when the solstice comes. It's really the turning point and getting into summer more more fully.
Yeah, yeah. What's your favorite season? Do you have a favorite season?
Spring and fall,
Now, when's your birthday?
January. I'm a winter baby.
What's your date? What's your birthday?
23rd. I'm Aquarius.
Oh, so you're right there at the end of winter though, because February 1st is the beginning of spring.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're leading off, your life leads off into spring, really.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it is.
Yeah. I'm a summer baby. I'm a
Are
summer
you? Yeah, that's true. You July.
life. So okay, so I have a question.
Huh?
What are you ready to shine into the world?
Hmm. I wrote down my ideas. I tend to keep my ideas kind of to myself, and so I'm thinking about sharing them more with other people and through art, I think, and but in other ways as well.
No, art is very, very important to share your ideas into,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is perfect. What about you, Angela?
I have I have a sort of secret project in that it's a way of helping children learn to draw things by using graph paper.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I love that idea.
And I I actually presented it at Crayola and they were not interested when I
Oh,
lived back close to where Crayola is, because they said it was encouraging children to color inside the box, and they wanted to encourage people to create outside the box.
hmm.
But part of my story is that I really released using a grid really released my creativity in the 70s when I was a designer of kind of cross stitch
Oh yeah.
and really felt liberated when I discovered it.
I could see how that would be very, very useful. I never thought about using graph paper, but I can see how that would actually help. Also, even just give proportion to some of your designs, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad that they were closed-minded to it. So they kind of need to stretch their own thinking as artists.
So I've been working on I I have created pages of it. I did it originally, not digitally, but I've done it digitally now.
Okay. Is it a computer application that you're designing or just doing it digitally?
Well, it's the children would have a um sheet of paper with Kisma, can I share a
Yeah, you
screen?
should be able to share.
Okay, let me put up one of them.
Okay.
On my Zoom screen again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, share. There it is. Can you see it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's cute.
So what it is that you show them what you are trying to draw in the first, and then you break it down into steps
Mhm.
so
That's
that
cool.
you end up with the last one looking like the first one.
Oh, yeah, I see that. That's really nice. That's a really good technique. I mean, it's a good tool for teaching.
Well, it teaches math, counting,
Counting.
the and I guess for me, as you Kisman knows a bit of my history, I never felt creative growing up because I can't draw realistically. So, and that in the school district that I grew up in, you had to be able to draw realistically to be considered artistic. And
What a shame that is.
Yeah.
yeah, and it wasn't until I was a young married woman that I discovered I'm a graphic artist, not a classic artist.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's awesome.
yeah.
And for me, there's something rewarding for a child who ha, every child, in a sense, could make something that looks like he was trying to do at the end of the process.
Hmm. Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's always so wonderful to see what other creatives are doing and developing and bringing into the world. And so I think you should still do this, even if they're not welcoming you, you still have something very significant. You know, there are boys and girls clubs, you know this, and there's also community centers that have classes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's what you're shining and bringing into the world, right?
yes, yeah,
Yes. So with that said, do you feel that that's what's been quietly growing inside of you that you want and are ready to let that bloom?
yes.
Yeah, because you've held it. Have you tried it with your grandkids at all?
Yes, and I tried it. I was working last fall with kids at, I was doing after school homework help
Oh, nice. Yeah,
and used it with some of the kids there, and they liked it.
they liked it. Yeah, yeah. Well, after school classes, that's a whole nother thing, right? I mean, there's a whole
Right.
program for after school classes. I used to teach after school beginning quilting classes for children, and they had to do it by hand, and then they advanced into machine, and it's phenomenal what these kids can adapt and learn so quickly, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, they're really super. I
yeah,
mean, given the opportunity,
that's it.
you can really take an idea and run with it.
They can. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. And I support that. Energy wise, I'm giving you that support of bringing it into the world, you know, because it's time. It's time for sure. So, what are you blooming into the world, Lauren?
Um, what am I blooming into the world? Um, like I said, my ideas, things that are things that are important to me, um, just how to live life till it's to its fullest and not be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yep, that's important, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
holding back, not holding back. So um um mine is my art books, and guess what? Just released today. Da, 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 da,
Part of the
da.
soul.
Art of Unfolding, 12 Petals of Creative Becoming. So it is now out there, and I'm so excited about that. And yeah, you know, I'm a writer, and my writing has either been nonfiction about women's spirituality, the fairy faith, and then fiction, or yeah, fiction, fantasy novels. And my I've always kept my art and my writing separate. And just this year, well, last year, a project unfolded inside of me of generating art books, and so the I'm gonna spill the beans on it. The
All right.
art journal project was born, and five of us came together, and for a year we worked on creating art for a art book that actually won't be out until later this year. And
Uh-huh.
so that's really exciting. And I had my own art books that I had been like piddling around with in a non-serious way. And I think you all know, but this one just came out last month for now.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, an artist's journey through the pages of her art journal. This is based on an art journal. But this book, I'm actually, this isn't about um, an art journal. It really is to women and men. I don't want to just exclude men, but it's really about those of us who later in life come to art, and that it's not too late. It's absolutely not too late. You know, we think that to be an artist or art is belongs to the young, and you're not an artist unless you've gone and got a fine arts degree, or you know, you've been doing art all your life. And some people don't even come to art until 40, 50, 60, 70, you know. And that, especially the older we get, we start to say to ourselves, no, I'm too old. And this is a book about encouragement, encouraging anybody middle age on, that it's never too late. It's not too late. And so I'm so excited about this book. And so I want to share something with the two of you, and it's just given to you. You don't have to consider, or you don't have to do it. But because you both showed up for summer solstice, and this book was released now
Mm.
for summer solstice, um, from July until September, I'm doing 12 weeks, I'm doing each of the petals. The book,
Oh,
I'm going through the book as a course. And
Wow.
it's my gift to both of you, if you would like to.
Oh,
oh, how lovely.
And
thank you,
so
Kisma.
I will send both of you all the information on it. You don't even have to buy the book. Whereas people who buy the book and write an endorsement for it on the website will be invited, but you two don't even have to buy the book.
But we want to.
Well, you might want to, but you don't have to. So
Thank
that's the point I'm making to you. You two are my personal guests.
thank you, Kisma.
Okay?
That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
So
Very generous.
that's a full for me. That's a full celebration of summer solstice. A full celebration, and one of the ways that I can um, bring my life and let it shine into the world. So,
Wow, that's lovely.
well, thank you both from my heart. So, now we only have about 5 minutes left of our creative time, but we can go over that 5 minutes. We don't have to end just at 5 minutes because we still have 30 minutes left of our time together. Okay. But
Mhm.
what I want to share is this. What do you want to nourish this season of summer with your time, with your energy, with your art, with your care? What is it that's really calling you to nourish?
Hmm.
I know for me it's family, but in balance, like family and art. My home center. I and I just started this and didn't realize it was part of the solstice energy. But last weekend, I completely flipped a big portion of my art studio, and I opened it up, and it's more light. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I see what I did here. I was in tune with the summer solstice before I really became conscious on it. And then the other thing is I have some old furniture in here that I want to remove from in here. And so yesterday I found my replacements, and they don't get here until Wednesday of this coming week. But that's part of how what I'm nurturing this season is my soul, my creative artist soul. I nurture my family and my home, but by doing these things, it's nurturing me. And I hate to think that physical items are nurturing me, but it's supporting my soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well,
'cause-
I think your physical space does nurture you, it
yes,
brings you want to have it bring a certain amount of not just comfort, but of coziness.
yes, yeah, yeah. So, what are you nourishing? How are you going to nourish yourself, or what are you going to nourish this season?
For me, it's about I want to really focus on just having deeper understanding of things, not just doing surface level ideas or thoughts or whatever, but really develop, diving deeper.
Yeah, diving deeper.
Yeah, diving deeper. And I mean, my situation with my mom and that, and
Yes,
we just want to have a better understanding of all of that. And it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind of care and whatnot, but I want to go beyond that.
yes, yeah. So, for yourself or for other people or a combination?
Combination, really, for both, for my mom and for me, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's important.
Well, you're doing the first step. You're already doing the first step by voicing it and sharing it with us.
Right?
That's the first step.
Yeah, to be more intentional and with all of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm coming from this season.
Yeah. And of course, what we start in one season will continue. It doesn't just, oh, just for the summer. I'm going to have a summer romance.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You're having a summer romance with yourself and your ideas.
Yeah.
You're starting it that way. And but that's going to continue as it establishes itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Angela?
Oh, I think where I wanted, I'm, I was worried about, I should let Lauren know I design inspirational posters and
Oh,
send them out one a day to people.
Yes, I
And
nice.
I've been doing that since 2011, which means I've designed over 5,000 posters.
Oh
wow,
my goodness.
that's
And if you want to get them, just put your email in the chat.
and
Okay.
Uh,
they're very apropos, Lauren. They're
Yeah.
synced right in with what's happening in life, and
Yeah.
they're inspiring, Angela. They're really inspiring. You know what I mean?
thank you.
Yeah.
So I was worried with my shoulder replacement if I would get them. What do you want, sweetie?
I banged my elbow.
What?
I banged my elbow short.
Oh, that's too bad. Um, I I was worried I'd fall behind with designing them,
Uh-huh.
so I've been working hard on it, and I'm actually up till November that I'm ahead, so I can really use the time to look at I call the um graphing thing graphics, GRAPH-IT, and I could work on making a presentation of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Have you ever thought about doing a book?
Yes, that's what I'd I'd like to put them in a book.
Yes. Well, I can guide you on that if you need some direction.
Okay, that would be great.
It's once you know it, you just fall into it and things get easy, It's getting all the connections, that's all. Um, so we're at our last 5 minutes because we're literally coming to the end of our time together. And I want to um, say a couple of closing things, but I'm wondering, do either of you have anything more about summer solstice and about what's percolating now and coming out of you? Because you've just released three major things. You've by sharing them with each other, right? By sharing them here, you've opened your door. The portal is now open, and so you can't take them back. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't take them back. They're not yours anymore. By virtue of the summer solstice energy, they are now in the sunlight. They're now revealed and moving out into the world. What do you think about them apples?
I think that's pretty darn good.
I think
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. So does anybody have anything? What are you gonna do? What's the first step you're gonna do? That's the question I have for you.
Yeah, how are you going to put it
That's right.
into practice?
Yeah.
Well,
Be simple. It doesn't have to be real elaborate.
no, mine is pretty simple. I'm going to use it to focus my work on our work together, Kisma.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. Lauren and I are working on an art book together to come out later, or if not this year, early spring. But yeah, it's exciting stuff.
It really is.
All right. There you have it. So when we meet on Thursday, you got some ideas to share?
I'm working on it.
I'm going to specifically ask you what idea you want to share
Right.
on the spot. Oh, right? Because that's how we support each other.
Yeah, you need that sort of accountability partner.
Exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's too easy to forget about it and, you know,
Yes.
think
Indeed.
I'm too busy to focus on that, or
Yep.
very easy to do.
What about you, Angela?
I'm gonna. I think I'm going to just work on, since I have the extra time with my posters, I'll work on trying to make a presentation.
Okay, that's a first step, right? And then that'll lead
Yeah.
us to the book, do you think?
Yep.
And I'll leave it, the ball is in your court for contacting me if you want any support or help
Right.
when you're ready, when that time is ready for you.
Right.
Because the invitation is already out there. And then for me, well,
Yeah, what about you, Kisma?
I'm going to um, continue in a way to well, I'm going to put some family issues first, and over the next couple of weeks, and be there for that. That's going to be important. So
That's good.
yeah. Well, all right. So we have come to the end of our time. We're winding down now to a close. I want to show both of you this. I brought home from the evening walk 2 gardenias. So you see, these are for you.
Aren't they
For you,
gorgeous?
Oh, look at that.
right? And I think that's a sign. You know, we get signs all the time, and those are in full bloom. Those are full bloom gardenias.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're so vibrant. And so I looked at them and I went, those are for solstice, you know. Now, I want both of you to hear this. So I would like to give a summer solstice closing blessing, of course. And if you want to share what you've been working on, you're very welcome to. I don't, before I give that, you don't have to, but you're very welcome to if you feel it, if you feel for it.
I'll share.
Okay. I'm gonna just pin you so I see you big.
Okay.
See, I can spotlight you for everyone. You're big.
Uh,
Big for you too,
I
Lauren?
keep
Yeah.
I keep losing my uh window, my Zoom window.
Oh.
Hang on.
Well, you are big. I have you full screen. You don't have to. Are you gonna share your desktop?
Yes,
Okay.
hang on. What I'm trying to do is get this spiral into the center.
Mhm. Beautiful.
But I started out making a sun of many rays and ended up with a flower.
Yes, it's beautiful. I love that.
So imagine the spiral in the center of the sun,
Yes,
sunflower.
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Will you share yours?
I'm going to pin, let me get you spotlit. Okay.
Ooh,
I'm
Oh,
still working on it, but
yeah.
I want to, I love the petals of the flower and I wanted to put those on the left. And I embellished not embellished, but I did some pen work over the sunflower and yours,
Yeah, yeah.
or the sun. And yeah,
I love that. And those petals, that's a precursor to the petals class, the 12 petals.
there you go. I think that's what made me think of doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Justly.
yeah. Okay, and I mine is simple too. Let me spotlight for everyone. So it's kind of wet because I brought in paint and everything, but I took the solstice intention too, and have been
ooh,
painting it and put it on a little canvas. And see, I turned my sun partially into a flower too, Angela. You see that? And Lauren, you brought petals into yours too. So do you see how we're all aligned? We
Yeah,
have sun, we all have flower.
flowers, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, it really is interesting. It
Yeah.
really, really is. Just a second. So I love it. I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to invite you just to stop for a moment what you're doing and come back into your heart. And just those wonderful creative hands. How do you like bringing that sunlight into your hands? Didn't that feel good?
Yeah, it did.
We forget to do that. We forget to do that sometimes. And it was as simple as just taking 3 breaths, bringing it down our arms and into our hands, and then creating.
Yeah.
Um, so bring those hands over your heart and just go ahead and just breathe into your soul, breathe into your heart, breathe in deeply and fully. And Lawrence, you got some good air there.
I do.
It made, it made you yawn.
Maybe, yes.
Or wait, yawning is a sign that you're not getting enough oxygen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Or enough sleep.
Well, maybe not enough sleep.
All right. Bring it into your heart and
Mm,
just feel your summer solstice abundant creative light inside of you. and your plan of action, your nourishing plan of action, because you have one now. You have one. And it's about nourishment, it's about abundance, it's about creativity, it's about life, it's about light, your light in your life, in our world. So honor that for a moment. Just honor that.
Mm.
Just own it and breathe it in. Just breathe it in. All right. And now, as we return our focus to one another, I just want to thank you, radiant souls, for showing up today, because you showed up for yourself, you know, and you showed up here not just with your art supplies,
Mm.
but with your hearts.
Yeah.
With your hearts. And I want to thank you for honoring this turning of the wheel with presence, with paint, yeah, but with soul intention. And as the solstice sun begins to gently descend, because it is after today, may you carry the golden warmth with you into your next creation, your next breath, your next becoming.
Mm.
As you take those next steps that you've shared with us today and focused on. And may the pages you touched today remind you that you are always unfolding, right? That you are worthy of light, that you are light. And the art you create, no matter how messy, no matter how magical or mysterious or perfectly clear, it's sacred. It's
Yeah.
So go now with your hands kissed by color and your soul stirred by sunlight and your path lit from within. And this gathering may be ending, but your summer of becoming has truly only just begun.
Mm.
This first step of standing up from your desk and moving away from the computer.
Mm.
Set that intention right now that this is the first step in initiating, activating my plan, your plan.
Mm.
And that's what's going to happen for you. And I think that's a pretty cool thing.
It is. Thank you, Kisma.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sarah.
Wonderful.
It was lovely.
And look for that email with the information about the petals.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
And if you can't come, that's, please don't feel like you're going to let me down. I'm going to be recording those, so you'll still have access to the recordings if you can't come, if you can't make the class.
Thanks, Kisma.
Happy solstice! Thanks for being here.
Thank you for the
Nice to meet you, Angela.
nice to meet you too, Lauren.
And bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.